So I took a poll the other day and I asked, I have a bunch of blind buys to go over and do my, my next volume of the good, the bad, and the mud of my blind buys. And I asked, did you want me to do it live like I always do, or would you prefer a video? Well, the votes are in and you asked for a video. So today I am doing the video. Now I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet because I know I can talk a lot and I have a lot of fragrances to go through. So let's get started. Let's not waste no time, but go ahead and get you something to drink, get you a little cocktail or something, because knowing me, I'm a little long-winded. So let's just get to it. See you in a minute, seconds, few seconds. You know how it is. All right, let's get started on my blind buys. Now, if you are new to my channel, I gotta be honest, about 90%, some days, some months, 95% of what I buy are blind buys. I know I should sample more. I know I should, get travel sprays and all this stuff, but I'm just being honest. I'm kind of impatient and I don't want to order some samples, then have to get the samples, then try out the samples, then figure out which ones I want and blah, blah, blah. Why don't I just buy the bottle? If I don't like it, oh, well, I'll either swap it, sell it, or whatever. I don't know. I got it. I'm working on though. I'm working on it though, because yeah, I'm gonna try to be, ouch, I got an itch. I'm trying to be better in 2021, so fingers crossed I will bring down the blind buys from this high level, bring down the blind buys from this high percentage to one that's not quite as bad. So anyway, pray for me. So let's get started. So we're gonna start with the bad, we're gonna go to the meh as always, and then to the good. I honestly have been doing pretty good because I now kind of know notes and I kind of know the notes that I like. So it makes it a little easier to blind buy where you not surprised. And I do have a slight system when I do it. So anyway, let's get started. All right, so here we go. First one, this is, I'm gonna say bad for me. Let's go bad. This is from Ganache. This is Azúcar Negra Black Sugar. Let me tell you why I say this. It's a black cherry scent. The issue for me is when it starts out, it has a nice black cherry going on, but then as it dries, it has this, it has licorice, it has anise in it. Yeah, it does not smell good on me. It has this very weird vibe on my skin. Now, as it dries down though, it does become more black cherry again. I don't know what that's about. So it does get this more black cherry, but yeah, it stays it's that nasty anise and licorice. And I don't know why I ordered this because I kind of know I don't like licorice, but I'm trying to expand myself, push myself out, but this didn't work. All right, so that's my only kind of bad one. Now let's talk meh, that isn't that bad, it just isn't me. So let's go through it. This is it. Okay, Ganache again. Sorry, JC. Gotta be real. This is Warmth. This smells like buttered popcorn. Now I know somebody said it smelled like I read somebody saying that it smelled like hot buttered bread in the no, it smells like buttered popcorn. And what it reminds me of is, I'm gonna put a picture up here, is this from Sol de Janeiro, this blue, the other one they have, Copacabana or whatever, and I hate the smell of that. I know people like the smell of buttered popcorn. No, I don't like it. I know. So it's not bad, it lasts, it's just, no, not for me. And then this one is Embrace. Now let me tell you why it is. Embrace is a tea fragrance and it has a kind of fizzy quality to it. But I'm finding that I'm still conflicted on tea fragrances. I don't really know if I like them. I'm just being honest. People always say, oh, it's a beautiful tea fragrance. And I have my green teas, and I feel like that's all that's about as tea-ish I'm going to get. And even I don't wear them that much. They kind of like bedtime scents and everything. But anyway, this is Embrace by Ganache Parfums. So that's my meh. Now let's get into my long row of goods, because there's quite a few goods. So let's go. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the back. All right, now I'm just gonna stay on the Ganache train. Let me just get through some of these. This is 100% Pure Love. This is like a candied orange. You know how those candied oranges and they dip them in chocolate? That's what this is. This is a candied orange dipped in chocolate. Yes. And I like it because it's a dark chocolate, which sometimes, a lot of times, the chocolate in fragrances is a milky chocolate, but this is a dark chocolate, so it has there's a slight bitterness to it. And that's why I would say, if it's something dark chocolate, you need to be careful, because a good dark chocolate scent is going to have a slight bitterness to it. This has the bitterness of dark chocolate, but I love it. Love the way it smells. And as it dries down, it stays. The chocolate is very prominent. The orange becomes like this becomes a little more juicy, but it still has a slight candiedness to it. So that's why I like this one. This is Southern Tea Cakes right here by Ganache. Oh, baby. This one is cookies. This is like macaroons. It's got this almond accord to it. It has this almond. Oh my goodness. It's like an almond macaroon. It's very sweet. It is a true gourmand. And that's the thing with Ganache, is that if you are not looking for a real gourmand, but you want like a more perfumery gourmand, which is more about the fragrance, but then it has, floral notes or other notes to, make it a little more perfumey, don't get Ganache, some of these fragrances from him, because they will smell just like what he says they are. Southern Tea Cakes smells like tea cakes. It reminds me of almond. It actually kind of reminds me of, what is it called? Mexican wedding cookies, because it has an almond in it. It has this butteriness to it. It has a sweet, yeah, it's good. Let me stop talking because I'm just going on. Next up is Hug. I don't know what it smells like. I can't really explain it. It has lavender in it. It has, it kind of low-key smells like a hair product that I used to love. You know how like a hair spray or something, or like an oil sheet. I'm being honest, but I must have loved that smell because I really like the smell. So it has lavender in it, but it's not, the lavender is so blended in that you don't smell lavender. You get the florals from it, but you don't get this overpoweringly lavender scent, because I'm not a big fan of lavender essential oils. I like lavender for what it does for you. I just don't really like the scent of it. So there we have it. So this is this is Hug, and this one is the one I really love, so much so that I really want another bottle. This is called Entice. Now Entice is this beautiful white floral. It has neroli in it. It's got the jasmine in it. And it's just really a beautiful white floral. And it has a little smoky sweetness to it. This smells beautiful. I already know when I'm going to be wearing it. I was bathing in it. As soon as I got it, I bathed myself in it. And the next day I bathed myself in it again. Because if you like white florals, this is a really beautiful, pretty white floral. All right, next up. This is Amethyst by Elizabeth and James, which is, of course, Mary-Kate and Ashley. They make very sophisticated fragrances. 3 notes, but they're really well done. They're really well blended. And this is just a smoky. It's just, something about it. It's just smoky. It smells beautiful on the skin. This is, I don't even know where to start, what to talk about it, but it is just this really beautiful smoky vibe to it. It definitely has that like jazz club vibe, like, you know, just chilling and listening to music, you know. And now, of course, in Illinois, we're smokeless now, but it reminds me of going to jazz clubs before it turned, like back in the early 90s and everything. And it was like smoky in there, and you just kind of chilling, listening to music, having a little cocktail. It's a very jazz club vibe to it. All right, next up is, these are my Nicolai's. This is Kiss Me Intense. Now I just got this, and you see how much I've used this. You see how much I've used this. This is just gorgeous to me. This is gorgeous. It is a very sensual fragrance. It's a floral. It's got, you know, it's got layers, and it really has this quiet sensuality. I have actually done a review of this on my IG page. So if you want to see the full review about it, go onto my IG page. Now this is Rose Oud. Rose Oud is interesting because it's Rose Oud, of course, but it's got this fruitiness to it. So it's like a fruit Rose Oud. So it's not like the traditional Rose Oud vanilla combination. It's got this fruitiness to it. It's got a berry note to it, which makes it quite interesting and delightful on the skin. And I will say these Nicolai perfumes, they don't project out forever. They'll last on your skin, but they're not, you know, huge projectors. You know, they stay nice and close. They're kind of dainty to me. They have a daintiness to me. So this is like a very dainty Rose Oud combination. I think it's a really nice one if you want to try a nice Rose Oud. And look at the note. It's because it has the oud, but the oud is so well blended that it's not overpowering. The rose is beautiful, and the fruitiness of the berries and the fruit in there makes it quite, like I said, interesting. Not the normal combination that you see with roses and oud. So that's that. Now let's go into this. This is Nuit de Tuberose by La Artisan Parfumerie. When I sprayed this on paper, I was a little concerned because it had this sharp berry notes. I mean, berry, what do I mean? Pepper note. It's very peppery. But then I put it on my skin, and baby, it transformed. So the thing is, and we were talking about this, sometimes you need to wear fragrances a few times. You definitely need to put it on the skin. You definitely need to give it a few wears. And that's one of these things I had to do. Nuit de Tuberose has this pepper, but it's very fleeting, being that sharp. So it's only like the first minute, and then it blends in and it becomes this peppery tuberose. It's very unisex. If as a man wearing a floral, this was very good for a man to wear a floral, and it has a mango note in it. So it's a very interesting. I don't want to say interesting because I'm saying it too much. It has a certain provocativeness to it because of the blend and how well it goes from the top to the mid to the base notes. And I was like, okay, we like you. We're glad we have you. It's beauty. It's a beauty. It is a beauty. So that's Nuit de Tuberose. Now this one, oh, y'all saw this. This was in we did a live with this, but I just gotta say it. Lavanda's Trianon by Maison Lancôme. Now, to be honest, I only bought it because it was Maison Lancôme. It was like a unicorn. Everybody talks about it. And I was like, yeah. And it's Maison Lancôme, and we know that I love that particular line. Well, y'all, I got it. I tried it. I love it. I don't normally like lavenders, but this is a sweet, candied, vanilla lavender. It is very comforting. And I'm not one to always say, oh, it's so comforting, but it is. And it has a sexiness to it. It's comforting because when I wear it, I just feel like very relaxed when I'm wearing it. Lavender, you know, and I feel just like, yes. But it also has a sexiness to it. That vanilla and lavender gives it a very quiet sexiness that is that kind of sexy that is for when you have been with somebody. This is that chill, cuddle, sexy. So that's your Lavandis Trianon. All right. I don't think there's any blind buy that I've done that doesn't have some Mancera in it. Maybe I can. Let's see. Can I go the next time without buying any Mancera? We'll see. I don't think that's gonna happen. But anyway, I have these. These are newer ones. These came out in 2020. This is Juicy Flowers. When I saw a good deal on it, I had to get it. Now this is very ambery. It's got the florals. It's got this amber, very nice amber. It's sort of like Amber Fever without the, you know, booziness or anything like that. It does have that. It does have just a juicy flower. You cannot pinpoint the flowers. They're very blended together, but it's like if you had a bouquet of flowers. That's what it is. You know, like with a bouquet of flowers, you don't normally pick out, unless it's lilies, because lilies are extremely fragrant. But you normally just, you know, when you have a bouquet of flowers in your home, you just get the scent of the flowers. You don't pick out the flowers. You're not like, oh, that's that, you know, alstroemeria or whatever. That's what this is. It has that floral scent, like you have a bouquet of flowers, but then it has the sweetness. It has like an ambery base note, so then it has a kind of sweetness to it. Now, I will say this isn't as strong as the average Mancera. It doesn't project out as much, and honestly, it doesn't last as long. However, I'm going to say that right now in the wintertime. We'll see how it is in the spring and summer, because this is definitely something that I will be wearing for spring and summer. So there's that. Then this one, and I really want this one. I've been calling this femininity. It is not. It's femininity. It's like Mugler's womanity. It's femininity. Now this is a beautiful powdery fragrance. I'm not a huge fan of powder. Certain fragrances I'm not a big fan of. Soapy ones and powdery ones. If they're too powdery, it just reminds me of Love's Baby Soft when I was a kid. So this has a very adult powderiness to it. It's just enough. It's a hint of powderiness. It's just enough powder to make it very feminine, but not so much that it feels very babyish. Let's just say that. And it has these beautiful florals. I've worn it a couple of times. I've been wearing it, and this is a very it's just a delight on the skin. Now this projects out more, lasts like a Mancera does. It has like a little bright and lightness to it, which is what femininity. So when I think of like feminine things and femininity, as he says it, there's a lightness to it. It doesn't sit heavy on your skin, but yet it projects out. So it's not like a heavy gourmand like what we've been wearing lately. It's a very beautiful, light, refreshing, powdery, gorgeous fragrance for warmer weather. So that's femininity. Now let's I'm gonna do these first, and then I'll get to the other bunch. So y'all know I love Versace, and I'm trying out these, which is this Janoon collection. So I'm not gonna talk a lot about it because I'm actually gonna do a video about these. But these are Janoon leather. This is Janoon leather, and then Janoon satin, and then Janoon velvet. They are all quite different. They're all quite different, and have quite a they do have They are all quite different from each other. I am going to do a whole video, a dedicated video to them, just to talk about them, because I think, spoiler alert, they're very good and they're really affordable, you know, but they have such a classy and richness look, you know, rich look to them that, yeah, I'm gonna talk about these. We're gonna have a good conversation about the Versace Junoons. So now, next up, last up, that I'm gonna talk about today is, let me just show y'all the Histoire de Parfums. That's my new obsession. I got one more coming right now. I'm probably gonna finish up and get these last 3 I want. Yeah. Just and then we'll have a Histoire de Parfum collection video. I don't know. I'm one of them people, just a sidebar, because okay, I'm sidebarring. For me, when I do a collection, it's like I keep going until I feel like, okay, I've hit a good spot on them. So if you notice, like, if I do a collection video of a house, I need to have at least, you know, 8, 9, 10 of them, usually 10. I feel good when I hit 10 to talk about, even if it's some are samples, some are travel sprays, but at least if I talk about it, I have a good solid amount of them to talk about, so that you can get a very good feel for that house if I'm going to do a whole collection. So even though I have quite a few of them now, I'm still waiting on a couple of more, a few more, and then I'll go over the ones that I have and the ones that I really think are good, you know, and everything like that. So just bear with me, because right now I got about 7. I ain't gonna lie, but there's 8, and it's about 11. It's gonna wind up being 11 or 12 that I wind up having to try. Okay, so anyway, let's go. Now, honestly, I forgot to put one in the meh, and this is this one right here. This is 1826. Now, the reason why this is in the meh is not because of the fragrance, but it doesn't last long on me. I have gotten spoiled. Histoires really last long on me. This one is not lasting long on me. It's like, no, ma'am, no, we're not staying. No, ma'am, we don't last on you like that. And let me see and even with these beautiful notes, like it's got a slight, let me spray this because it's been a minute, because I was kind of disappointed. You know what it's a powdery, it's got a violet. It's really pretty. And I am going to wear it when it gets warmer out, because maybe it'll last longer. It'll linger a little more on my skin when I'm not in dry heat, when I'm not in the house and everything. When I'm just sitting out and the breeze hits it. Oh my goodness, this might be good. Okay, never mind. Like I said, good fragrance just doesn't last on me. That doesn't mean it won't last on you though, because my skin can eat up some fragrance, for real. So that's 1826. So I got the other tuberose in the tuberose trilogy, and this is tuberose 1. And at first I didn't get it to begin with, because quite frankly, I read the notes and I was like, I don't think I want this. This is called Capricious. And then I got it, and I'm so glad I do. This is a very iris driven tuberose, and I know that's crazy, but it has iris in it, and the iris is so strong in it, but it's not super powdery like you would think. It's just iris. It smells like iris. If you grow irises, I've had irises, and if you've ever been where someone who's grown irises, or you grow irises, you know, irises are very early, you know, they're like mid-spring, and when a breeze hits them, they are so fragrant. So it smells like irises, and then as it dries down, then you get that tuberose. And so this is very floral driven, a little powdery, but it's really pretty. And like I've said before, Histoires is so different. You know, their fragrances are so different. They're definitely not like something like you say, oh, this smells like, you know, all these other things. Absolutely not. The way they blend, the things that they put together just aren't like everything else. So that's why I kind of like Histoire de Parfum. Not to say that everything's gonna be great, but I've been loving them. Now this one I did not expect. This is 1804. I will be getting another bottle so I can decant it. I'm just letting y'all know. This is 1804. This is a juicy tropical pineapple peach, but yet still has this kind of like candied pineapple vibe. I've talked about it. I have a whole video of it on IG. So if you're really interested in it, I've talked about it a little more on there. But it is just, it was so surprising because I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't expect this tropical beauty. I didn't expect this tropical vibe, just like such a tropical without coconut. It's just smells like you drinking a margarita, like a pineapple peach margarita, which I would make myself anyway. But anyway, so that's 1804. Now these last two, all right, so this one is Ultra Cuidant. This is a trilogy. I haven't bought the last one, and the reason why I have not is because it's too expensive. If it goes down in price, I'll get it. So this has a pineapple note in it, but it actually is this is like a deep, dark fruit. This is winter fruits. This is like pineapples when you like cook them and they're candied like on a pineapple upside down cake. I have not had one of those in forever. Does anybody make pineapple upside down cakes anymore? Do you remember they used to be really in there with the little cherries in them and everything? You know what I'm saying? Ooh, that sounds so good. Okay, but I don't need no cake, but that sounds so good. But anyway, this is Ultra Cuidant. It is strong, it is deep, it is dark. It is not something that I would say this is definitely something that you should not blind buy because it has this deepness to it. It has this spiciness to it. It's got the fruit in it. This is definitely a sexy fragrance to me. This is definitely some wintertime. This is like, I could see a man rocking this. And this would be so sexy on a man. And it would just be like this just gorgeous, beautiful, this is like that man that's kind of mysterious, you know what I'm saying? You kind of look at it and you like, I don't know if I should mess with this because this could get me in some serious trouble. Good trouble, but trouble nevertheless. All right, but anyway, this is Ultra Cuidant. And then this is Prolixe. And this is a spicy rose. It's lavender. It's very spicy. The rose is it's like in the mood of like lyric, of purpura. It's similar to those, but this is real deep. This is real dark. It's very rich. It's something that you definitely will be wearing when the weather is much colder, cool weather. I'm not saying it has to be super cold, but I'm saying like this is nothing that you're gonna wear in the summertime. This is definitely a deep, spicy winter rose because I feel like the deep, spicy roses are winter. They just say winter, where the rose isn't bright and seems garden-like, but it seems like that dark black rose that has dried down and it still has its fragrance, and it's just like mysterious and rich and just something that will make you feel it's kind of gothic. It's kind of got that gothic vibe to it. So that's Prolixe by Histoire de Parfum. All right, so I got through them all. I didn't do too bad. I didn't talk too much. So thank you for watching. Let me know if any of these do you want to try. Let's just do it as I always do it. Do I have a giveaway that I gotta do? I do. Just reminding myself of that. Okay, take care of that today. All right. Talking to myself, I'm sorry. Let me go back. All right, let me cut all that out. All right, let me know which ones you like. If which ones you're interested in. What is like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Oh, because I did it for the haul. That's right. Okay, so I have to do it. So anyway, let me know which ones are interesting to you. Have you tried any of them? What do you think of them? I, of course, want to, talk to you, have a little dialogue in the comments. Let's just do it up. Let's just dialogue. Let's just dialogue it out. And give it a like. Give it thumbs down. It's okay. And if you want to, go ahead and subscribe. You know, no sweat, no sweat. But you know, if you really want to hang out and see what's going on this channel, which can be quite crazy, I'm just being honest, go ahead and subscribe. And let me just shut up. It's Lulu. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Talk to you later.